Well, the final has been played, and perhaps as a surprise to some, perhaps as no surprise to my Dutch followers, the Netherlands have won it, the host nations. This is the review. This is not the game analysis. This is not the review of the 5th to 8th place classifications. There's not really much to talk about there. Spain have won that World Cup ticket in 5th place, so we'll leave it at that. But the final, um, is it deserved? I would say it is. Very much like the first game. The first half wasn't really very noteworthy. There wasn't really a lot to talk about in the first half. Both teams were trying to figure out how the other was playing, what the weaknesses were, where they could hit him, maybe on the counter or on the break. And both teams really wanted to make sure that going into the half, they were not behind by too much or not behind at all, favorably, of course, and where they could then tweak a few things, change a few things here and there, maybe in the lineup or in the tactics. And that's exactly what the Netherlands did. Germany, of course, got that goal with Rowe on the penalty corner in the very beginning, or very beginning after 20 minutes. And from there on out, there were a few opportunities here and there for both teams, but nothing really stood out. Germany had a few penalty corners that were saved by Payman Black, who's had an excellent tournament, and his award of best goalie of the tournament is very well deserved. I would say that Ole Payne is up there as a challenger, but Black, especially in this game, really showed his worth, showed his value, and you can't really take that away from him, especially after the mistake that he did in the first game against Germany in the group stages, where you could perhaps attribute that draw to him, but there's not really much to say about the game, is there, except the second half was an absolute belter. The second half was exactly what we would expect this final to be. Perhaps we were expecting it to be from the first half onwards, but in the second half, it really was the Dutch's game. Germany had the upper hand in the first, and they perhaps should have scored more. Perhaps they should have put that game out of reach so far. At that point, I mean, could have been 2-0, could have been perhaps 3, even 3-1. Perhaps would have been a fair assessment of the first. Nothing much happened, but in the second, the Netherlands came out with a high intensity, a high press that were forcing Germany to play long balls when they didn't want to. What Germany did a lot was when they got the ball in the attacking 23, they would then look for a deflection towards goal, or for a deflection on a foot to then get the penalty corner, or obviously to get an opportunity at goal. And that's really what the Netherlands shut down in the second. That didn't really happen that much anymore. And what the Netherlands did very well, and what I thought they were going to do and they did, was with Schuurman in that midfield. Schuurman dropped back into a more defensive role. Korn in the midfield got a little higher in a more offensive role. Obviously, with 4 up front, that forced Germany to perhaps draw back a little. And then with 5 at the back, or 3 at the back, that allowed Janssen and Van der Weerden to go higher as the fullbacks. And then Xavi Van As in the midfield had lots of space to roam around because Kroon and because Schuurman had that space that they gave up for Van As. And again, Van As, excellent game. And that's really what Germany failed to stop, is that those gaps in the midfield. Yes, Tobias Hauke dropped back as well to make sure that the defense could perhaps be a little more organized, that they could play a man-on-man in the D. But Germany really had no answer to the Netherlands. They had no answer to what Netherlands were doing. And although Constantin Stuyp got the goal, the 2-1 goal with 4 minutes to go, I would argue at that point it perhaps was slightly undeserved. Although then again, the first half was more Germany's game to win. Germany was better in the first. And then with the penalty corner for Janssen, it's 2-2. Now, there's a lot of debate about that penalty corner. Is it a penalty corner? Is it not? I can see the point of people that think it is. Equally, I can see the point of people that think it's not. From the camera angles that we got, obviously, you can make the point either way. You can see a stick lift. You can perhaps also see just a play going for the ball, and then if the play is going for a ball, it's not really a foul. From the umpire's point of view, he will have a different view at real time during the play, knowing how the play has been, how the game has been over those 60 minutes on the pitch. that perhaps is a little different than what we've seen. But then again, it is what it is. It's been given, and it's 2-2. It goes to a shootout. Berman Black, excellent. The Netherlands on the shootout, excellent yet again. Not really much I can say about except in the grand scheme of things, it's probably deserved by the Netherlands. They were the better team in their pool. They not comfortably, but they beat Belgium rather convincingly. Throughout some periods, they were the better team by far in that game. And then again here, they turned up when it mattered. Yes, you can't win the game in the first half, but you can certainly lose it. They didn't lose it in the first half. They didn't win it in the second either, but they installed that confidence that they needed for the shootouts. They had the confidence to come back. They did so. And what can we say except it's been a great tournament. I've thoroughly enjoyed every game. There really wasn't a single game where I found it more dull than anything. Every game was entertaining. Every game had something to talk about. The awards, goal of the tournament goes to Nicolas Vellen against England. I would say that's deserved. I would put Christopher Rue's goal up there from the very first game against Wales. That was an excellent goal. But Vellen against England, excellent goal as well. On the full speed, lifting it over Payne with the man less on the counter. Can't really complain about that. Under 21 talent, Igor from France. I said that France had lots of young talent that could potentially win it. They did, so congratulations to him. Goalkeeper of the tournament, Black, absolutely deserved. MVP Kamada. Should MVP go to a player who hasn't made the semi-finals? I would argue not. Obviously, Pau Kamada is an excellent player. He's a great player. But should it go to him? He got some goals, yes, many of them on the penalty corner. I would argue it should go perhaps to Black, perhaps to Bakker. Bakker, to me, was an excellent player in every game. But then again, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. MVP Kamada, congratulations to him. I'm not doing the vote. I'm not the one voting. I'm not the one who decides on those decisions. So that was it for the review. Yet again, look for the game analysis, who will come in a few days, hopefully. I don't exactly know when because I'm in exams. So give me a few days or a week, hopefully not a week, but a few days to make that, to rewatch the game, to analyze it, to cut out, to edit. So if you've enjoyed this video, please drop a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Keep a lookout for the game analysis, and I'll talk to you later.